Toastmasters, and guests. I've always liked to think of myself as a smart, well-read, well-informed person with an above-average bullshit detector. Back in journalism school, we have a saying: if your mother says she loves you, check it out. Now that I'm a few years out of journalism, I still take it upon myself to support real news, subscribing to newspapers, sharing verified sources online, and debunking the fake stuff. Unfortunately, last week I found myself sharing a fake news story and trying to debunk a real news story in the span of 24 hours. Terminally ill Tennessee boy dies in Santa's arms. This was a very heartwarming story reported by a local newspaper and picked up by the Associated Press. Unfortunately, reporters can no longer verify that this account actually happened, and it seems the Santa invented the story. Alan Thicke, dead at 69, came across my Twitter feed. I saw that it was from TNC. Knowing that celebrity death hoaxes are pretty common, I thought, probably fake. I checked Alan Thicke's Twitter account. He was still tweeting past his expiration date. So, fake, I said. Unfortunately, it is not fake, it is true, and the tweets were rescheduled or done by a publicist. I now stand before you humbled. In the fake news invasion, we can no longer separate real news from the fake news, because the rise of the internet and all of this balkanization of our media and our many, many platforms have put out so much content that is problematic. And at the same time, it has weakened what would be our line of defense against fake news, traditional journalism. We are almost powerless against this fake news invasion, as we see 5 types of fake news out there. We have satire, which is fake news intended to make us laugh, make us think. This is really fun during election year in particular. Some fun examples are that Putin is going to be singing at Trump's inauguration, that protesters are surrounding the White House to keep Obama from leaving, and Vice President Joe Biden, bless his heart, he's donating his collection of Playboys to the needy this holiday season. So you can tell these are satirical for the most part, but if you didn't know that the New Yorker's Borowitz report and the Onion were not real news publications, you could easily be fooled, especially because nowadays a lot of real news is taking cues from these entertaining sources and trying to drive eyeballs and clicks, and they're presenting news in a more fun, clickbaity kind of way. So just to help you out, I printed out a list of satirical news websites that you can keep handy, maybe double check before you get freaked out that Putin will be performing at the inauguration. Second type of fake news is advertorial. This is fake news intended to make you buy something. You're in commercials, you're sponsored content. Typically, this will say somewhere on it, paid by, sponsored by, featured by, but it's in small print and it's easy to miss if you're scanning quickly. Your third type of fake news is propaganda. Fake news intended to sway you politically. Very common during an election year. We've seen here Fox News last week reporting that Christmas is saved. Carrier families are thanking Trump, counting their blessings. More than 1,000 carrier employees' jobs have been saved in Indiana, it reports. This was published December 16, 2 weeks after reporters in Indiana, union leaders in Indiana, and business reporters all over the country had debunked this story. It's actually closer to 730 jobs, and there's many, many questions and problems, concerns with this story. But propaganda being what it is, that Fox News story did not refer to any of that. The fourth type of fake news is the hoax. Fake news intended to trick you. We also see a lot of this during election years. Lots of fun quotes on the internet these days. Hillary Clinton disparaging the Democrats, Donald Trump demeaning the Republicans. Depending on which side you fall on, very easy to believe one of these quotes. 100% fake. Please be advised. When you see quotes on the internet, even if they're presented beautifully with a photo and the source, increasingly in this fake news invasion, they are actually actually false. And on that note, the fifth type of fake news is human error. Just as for us, the consumers of news, it's very easy to fall for the fake stuff these days, journalists are having a hard time. They are getting fooled by bad sources, they don't have time to verify things in this 24/7 news cycle, they've lost some of their editing layers that they used to have in the business model collapse that we're seeing. We saw that with the Santa's Arms Tennessee Boys story. Clearly, didn't go the extra mile to fact check that. Another story that made the rounds a few weeks ago was that CNN accidentally aired transsexual porn on Thanksgiving. CNN fell for this story. Somebody tweeted a screenshot of CNN showing this content. CNN apologized, everybody picked it up, ha ha ha, very funny. Of course, it turned out it was fake, it was a hoax. But the real journalists believed it. How do we stop the fake news? We have to start by learning to spot it. Is it too good to be true? Is it too crazy to be true? Think about it. Does it make you really angry? And if it uses all capital letters, that's a good hint that it might not be. Have you checked the source? Is this coming from a source that you trust that has not led you astray in the past? I like to go to fact-checking websites nowadays. There are several out there. Here are a few that I recommend. Snopes is very good for hoaxes, quotes, news stories in general. The other two are very useful for political propaganda, false claims, exaggerations. And increasingly now, real journalism, real news sources are doing their own fact-checking in real time as well. Of course, you could do what I like to do and just make sure that you're getting at least some of your news from a newspaper and not from the internet, not from Facebook, not from your mom or dad. I will not be reading this to you, I will hand this out, but I advise you to take a look at it later on because somebody created this lovely graphic showing all the different kinds of news sources out there, ranging from liberal utter garbage to conservative utter garbage, from the complex to the sensational clickbait. And I strongly encourage you to make sure that you are at least getting some of your news from that middle to high sweet spot on the axis. Fake news is contagious. It's not enough to just spot it anymore. We have to stop it. Do not share. Do not spread. Facebook is going to be allowing us to flag disputed content now, similar to the way we flag spam and we flag pornography, and I think that this will be a very positive thing once they work out all of the kinks. You can also comment on the story. You can link to the Snopes or PolitiFact accounts and fact-checking there. And you can also, if it's coming from a news source, you're in luck. You can call them, you can email them, you can comment on the story, and they will take care of it with a retraction or a correction. In the fake news invasion, no one is safe. People can get killed. Somebody walked into a pizza place the other day with a loaded gun because they believed a hoax about a prostitute child sex ring that Hillary Clinton was somehow involved in. Luckily, nobody was killed. If somebody had been killed, we might not have believed it because we would have thought perhaps that it was fake news. So for the sake of our democracy, for the sake of our sanity and our safety, please let us learn how to spot this fake news and stop it before it's too late. Thank you.